I'm going to show you how you can improve your time with the right technique, because closer times equals better racing. So let's get into it. What up guys, it's MXMiKEMX here, back at it with another Team Jam tutorial. This one's of Team Jam number 89, and by the end of this video, you're going to know how to improve your time in order to score the most amount of points for your team. So before we dive into this week's tutorial video, I'm actually going to be focusing more on a basic, simple run. That way it's easier to replicate, and you can build a base and then add your own technique to that run in order to improve your time. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go to the person who's in 100th place at the time of me recording these videos. That way I'm not singling anyone out, to show you a basic run and then how to build from there. Now I'm still going to show you the fastest run at the time of me recording this video. That way you can see what I'm doing versus what the basic run is. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this week's tutorial video. As you can see, I went down to 100th place. That is HDR Austin 693. Did a really good run in this. I'm sure he's improved by now. And basically how we're going to start this run is not how you want to start it. I actually start out by scrubbing too early and crashing. Now here you're actually going to want to press forward and then scrub about 3/4 of the way up this jump. That gets you right to the edge or the lip of this jump without crashing. Keeps you pretty low. And then here I'm actually going to get my wheelie angle correct, then press forward, and then at the 3/4 mark up the jump I'm going to hit that scrub button, but I'm only going to do like a half scrub. And then I'm going to land on my rear wheel here, press forward and scrub, press forward and scrub to get my wheelie angle correct, and try to wheelie into these whoops. Now I don't do these the fastest, I actually clip that last lip. It's better and faster to make it over that, but that's what I did. Now for this jump, you don't have to really do anything fancy. You can just press forward here and then do the jump normal. If you carry a lot of speed into this jump, you can actually scrub this, or you can do a wheelie scrub. But for the sake of this video, I just do a normal jump. And then I press forward and about 3/4 of the way up this jump, do a scrub, land on my rear wheel, try to hold a wheelie here. Now you don't have to wheelie this flat section right here. It is faster. You can actually carry a wheelie into the first step up on this, but I'm going to show you can just press forward and then get your wheelie angle correct and then wheelie up the rest of them. If you can't do that, just basically do what I do on this first jump, which is pressing forward right here. And you can do that for every single one of them to clear each step up. Now here it's faster to wheelie, but as you can see I didn't do that. Now I'm going to start pressing forward here, and then right about here is where I'm going to hit the scrub button. And then I'm going to land on my rear wheel here with my wheelie angle correct. And then right here, I'm going to hit that scrub button while pressing forward. And then just repeat for this one, except I'm not going to scrub. I'm just going to press forward. And then here, land on my rear wheel, press forward. And then here, get my wheelie angle correct, land on my rear wheel, press forward, and then do a little bit of a scrub. You don't have to do that because sometimes it will cause you to case this jump. I just knew that I was going to clear it at that moment. Now here you can actually do what Austin did. I kind of got into the moment and scrubbed at the top of this jump. This has caused me to crash multiple times, so I wouldn't recommend doing that if you don't feel comfortable doing that. There's nothing worse than getting to the end of a very clean run and then crashing right here. So you can just press forward like Austin did right there, and then wheelie to the finish line. And as you can see, very basic run here. Would have got me a 35.058, which would have put me well within the top 100. And I'm going to show another top 100 run, or the person who's in 100th place, which is Pardo73. And as you can see, I'm pretty much doing the exact same thing. I get a little bit better of a run into the whoops here. And then right there, I actually, because I made it over this lip right there, I'm going to press forward and then scrub. And that way I clear it. Now the only difference between this run and the previous run is that I actually do a wheelie scrub on here. So I basically get my wheelie angle correct, and then right around here is where I'm going to hit that scrub button. And as you can see, it shot me forward. And then rinse and repeat of what I did in the previous video. And yeah, so I kind of botched that last section, but as you can see, that would have put me right outside the top 100 with a pretty basic scrub, nothing, too extravagant. And so what we're going to go into next is basically showing that technique matters more than the power of your bike. So if I go and jump on Eli Tomac's bike right now, I am definitely not going to go as fast as him, and I will probably go slower because it's going to be too much power for me to handle. And so that's kind of equivalent of bike 8. If you can go faster on bike 7 and be more consistent, then do that. That way you can build on your skill from there and carry that over to bike 8 when you're comfortable, depending on the track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on bike 6 for this run, and then I'm going to go all the way down to 100th place, which is Mateo. I'm going to stay on bike 6 here. And again, I start out the run by doing something that you don't want to do, which is crashing. Or almost crashing. And you can see, oh, I crashed twice. Great. That was amazing. As you can see, I added a little bit of flair there by wheeling up the face of the jump and then scrubbing. I'm going to wheelie through these whoops and then hop to the end, do a wheelie scrub there, press forward. Now, this is my base that I've shown you previously, just adding a little bit of flair to it. So that just holding the wheelie, doing the wheelie scrub here. Wheeling there, I went a little too fast and over jumped that, which made me lose a lot of speed. And that bike 8 caught up to me. But as you can see, on bike 6, I would have been just outside of the top 100. If I would have done another few runs on bike 6, I would have been able to get into the top 100, on bike 6, beating out some bike 8s. Now, this one is another low bike run, but this one is a bike 5 against a bike 8. And this one's against Beppo. He was in 100th place at the time that I was doing this, taking my videos for this run. And as you can see, even being on bike 5 against a bike 8, once I get my wheelie angle correct, and again, I'm building on this base and adding a little bit of flair and doing things smooth, the technique is clearly faster than a fast bike. So again, the goal of this is to earn the most amount of points for your team. Now, I actually messed that up and scrubbed a little too early and crashed. And so I was out of tickets at the time and didn't feel like waiting and giving it another shot to try to beat that time on a Bike 5. But as you can see, it's definitely possible with the right technique. And so, yeah, now we're going to dive into the top 5 replays right here. This is me on Bike 8, adding, still the same base, doing everything that I've done before, just adding some flair. ZSE is so smooth. I've learned so much from watching him, and so grateful for the chance to have gotten to know him, over these past few years. He's a really cool dude. We talk quite often, and yeah, so that's what a smooth run looks like on Bike 8, and that's currently the top 5 times right now. And so, yeah. And huge shout out to Georgia Moto for sponsoring this week's video. Also, if you like the content that you see here, please consider subscribing to my Patreon. It's only $5 a month, which isn't a lot, though it does help support me keep creating these videos that you love, because a lot of time, effort, and energy goes into making these videos. So please, if you like this, head on over to my Patreon, subscribe, and it would mean a lot to me. Also, I am offering one-on-one coaching through my Patreon that will give you some more one-on-one tips and tricks that are more catered to you on how to improve your runs. And then if you're enjoying the content here, please consider liking and subscribing. And if not, we will catch you guys next week.